Learn how to make these beautiful paintings that look like ice using just acrylic paint and saran wrap. First, I'm going to make some painted backgrounds in dark colors. I start with 80-pound drawing paper that I tape down to my tablecloth. I use a paint tarp as my tablecloth. It's two-sided with plastic on the back, so it's going to protect your table even if you spill some paint. And here I'm going to be painting over the edges, so it's good to protect your surface. I'm using an economy liquid acrylic paint. I like to mix up the paint in a tub that I can fit a big sponge brush in, and I usually add a little bit of water. With a big sponge brush, I cover the whole background. If you like the brush strokes, you can leave brush strokes randomly, or you can try to smooth it out. It's totally up to you. I like seeing the brush strokes. For a little extra texture, I spray this with water from a squirt bottle, and when it dries, it looks like this. Let your backgrounds dry completely, so while they're drying, we can mix up the paint that's going to go on top. I'm making two mixtures because I want to show you the difference between what you use as a medium. So first I'm making one with just water. You want it to be pretty runny here. And then I'm going to make a second one where I use an acrylic medium. You could either use acrylic matte varnish, which I show here, or you could use Airbrush Medium, or if you have matte medium, you would use a little bit of water with that. Airbrush Medium is very fluid, so I just use that with just a little bit of water. I use a brush here to mix it up really well and get all the lumps out. I want to do several of these in a row, so I'm taping them to pieces of cardboard so I can just move the cardboard and then work on my next piece. But I made a mistake here. I should have used parchment paper, because you'll see later on in the video when I try to get this off of the cardboard, because the paint has run over on the edge, it dries to the edge and it's very hard to get off. So I'm using the one that's mixed with just water, and I'm ready to just pour it on and cover the whole surface. Now that I've covered the whole paper with paint, get a piece of saran wrap that's big enough to cover the entire area. We're going to put the saran wrap right down into the wet paint, and you want a lot of wrinkles. So you see I'm pushing it around to get a lot of wrinkles. Since I put it on cardboard, I can just pick it up and move it out of the way and go to my next piece. So this piece, you can't see that I have taped it to a piece of cardboard that's covered with parchment paper. I'm going to do the same thing, cover the entire surface. On this one, I wanted to leave some areas that weren't covered with the white paint, just to see how it would look. It ended up being my favorite one. You can also use this technique on top of old paintings. This is one of my monoprints from my previous video. This is an important step. I let these dry completely before I remove the saran wrap. So usually that means overnight, at least overnight. This is the one that I mixed with water, so you can see it has an all-over quality to it. This one is one that was mixed with the medium, so it's more transparent, has a little bit of a shine to it. This is the one that's my favorite. It has some areas that didn't have white paint on it, so it's something I would definitely try again. And then the areas with the medium are shiny like ice. The ones that have parchment behind them, they're still wet on the back, so I'm going to peel them off carefully and let them dry. And then if they curl at all, you just stick them under books for a little while, you know, like overnight. So this is the one that stuck to the cardboard. So this one I got off okay, but another one I ripped it a little bit. So you want to use parchment paper or plastic in between the painting and the cardboard. This is the one that I mixed with water, and this is the one that I mixed with medium. I actually really like both of them. This one looks more like ice, but this one has beautiful textures. I think these painted papers turned out beautiful. They really look like ice. They're just gorgeous patterns, and I can't wait to use them in my collages. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll give it a try. To see how I use this technique in my paintings, you can watch my video, Poured Acrylic Painting, Ice Ice Baby.